Hello once again everybody, this is Claytomus, back today with a fresh video about For Honor. If you remember a couple of days ago, or if you've seen the video, I did a initial thoughts and reaction video to the new game, and today's video is going to be somewhat of a wrap-up to that series. I'll go more in depth about it throughout the video, but the game has increased so much in difficulty that, to be quite honest with you, I'm not enjoying it. Not that the game is too difficult to play, but what has increased is the gap between people who are playing solo, like myself, because I didn't know too many people that picked up the game, and people who are working as a team. It has gotten outrageous the last 2 or 3 days as far as the difficulty playing people who do play as a team. And I know traditionally that's the standard in games, don't get me wrong. People who play as a team typically win more than people who play solo. But in this particular case, it's almost made PvP unplayable, because what I'm seeing when you're playing against other people and you're supposed to be doing heads-up fighting, the other player will like immediately dart to the other side of the map to help a teammate and get a 4-on-3 advantage. They'll tag up on another player on my team, kill him, then they have a 4-on-3 or in some cases a 4-on-2 advantage. It's just made it almost unplayable to play PvP if you don't have a solid team. For myself or someone like me who doesn't have as many people who bought the game to play with, it's made it very difficult to enjoy the PvP aspect of the game. So teamwork has become very necessary over the last few days, and in my first video I had a gut feeling that was probably going to be the case, and it's come to fruition very quickly. The amount of patience needed in the game is bigger than I expected, to be completely honest with you. It's one of those things where you watch somebody play and it's just something happening one right after the other, and you think, oh man, you know, this is just fast paced, it's going to be a lot of fun. In reality, it takes a ton of patience to get used to the game and the mechanics, because you have to get used to blocking, timing, things like that. And not that I have a problem being patient when I play a game, because really when you play any game, there's a certain amount of patience required. But it's just not the button mashing fun that I thought it was going to be. I related it more to like a Dynasty Warriors experience, if any of you have ever played that game. Something where you just jump into battle, it's slashing, just throwing swords and hitting stuff and killing people, and it's just a lot of fun and fast-paced action. This is a little more slower, methodical, mechanical type game, and they executed that well, just not exactly my style. So you're probably going to notice some bias coming out here in this video, and that's a little unfair to Ubisoft and the people who made this game, or the people who are on the fence about buying the game. Don't necessarily take everything I say to the bank, simply because this is a little out of my realm of gaming for my typical purchases anyways. The other thing that I've noticed has come up that, in my opinion, is very important is you have to have the ability to adapt. That's something, I guess, that I'm really bad about, just continuing to try to put the square peg in the round hole. Sometimes you have to be able to adapt your gameplay, and in this one, the ability to adapt is extremely important. But it's almost one of those things of, it's not like you adapt as like, okay, well, now we don't go from point A to point B. You have to adapt sometimes on the fly, just even in the middle of a fight, because they may be coming at you really fast, you know, swinging swords and swinging axes at you, and then all at once they back off or they change what they're doing. You have to adapt quickly to what's going on, and you have to really be paying attention to your minimap, because they may have adjusted because they have somebody coming for help, and you have to react to that. And it requires a lot more patience and a lot more adaptation to any given situation than I was prepared for. This is the type of game that I'm sure with enough time you can develop enough of these skills to become really good at the game. My fear is that that time spent is going to go to waste, because people will have walked away from the game at that point outside of a very core group of people. So for me, this is a type of game that was a fantastic idea. They did really well with what their initial product is. But as I said in my first video, I think the sequels to this game are going to be the prettier, polished, more fun version of this initial idea. And I really do look forward to seeing what they come up with and what kind of things they can do with future games and future sequels to this, because I think the concept is there for this to be a great series. I just think this first one, for myself, is not going to be something I can continue playing for very long, simply because not enough people I know and that I play games with picked up the game. Therefore, I'm not enjoying the teamwork aspect of the game, so my enjoyment of the game has fallen almost off the map, to be completely honest, because I can only play against the AI bots and stuff like that for so long before my attention goes elsewhere and I'm looking for other games to play. So if you enjoy campaign-based games, or if you enjoy just, I don't want to say mindless, but games that don't require as much focus, you can play the bots, you can play the campaign in this game. I've heard the campaign is fantastic. I'm just not typically a campaign player, so I've not given that fair opportunity yet. It's just, for me, the PvP aspect of the game is not there, so I will probably be moving on to some other games and things to fill my time with. But for the game itself, it's a good game, executed fairly well for an initial run at it, and I look forward to seeing what some sequels do. Thank you again for watching today. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I hope to pump out some more content again soon, maybe try some other games and some different styles, see if some new things hit for me. Till then, you all have a great day.